Okay, page 5. Are we ready for it? All right, let's do this. So your A pieces for page 5, you need 2 of them. They are 6 1/8 by 7 5/8. You'll need 2 B pieces. They are 7 1/2 by 10 5/8. You'll need 2 C pieces, 4 1/2 by 6 3/8. And the D and the E pieces are both the same in measurements. So you do need 4 pieces that are 4 inches by 11. 2 are your D's, 2 are your E's. They're going to be scored and be doing completely different things. They just happen to be the same measurements. Okay, so get all of those happening. Get your scoreboard. We're going to be scoring both of the A pieces at 1/2 and 5/8 on the 6 1/8 side. 1/2, 5/8, and the other one. 1/2, 5/8, 6 1/8 at the top. Okay, your B pieces, we're going to put them in on the 10 5/8 inch side. We're going to score each at 1/2, 5/8, and 5 5/8. Okay, so that's all on the 10 5/8 inch side. We've got 1/2, 5/8, 5 5/8. And then we are going to rotate the piece. Those first score lines are at the top, and we are going to score again at 3 3/4 on the 7 1/2 inch side. Doesn't actually matter if your score lines are this way or this way, because it's right down the center. Okay, so the second one we're going to do the same thing. We're going to score at 1/2 and 5/8 and 5 5/8. Rotate 3 3/4. Okay, so put your C piece in on the 6 3/8 inch side and score at 1/2 and 5/8. Okay, do that to both of your C's. Your D pieces, score them at 2 on the 4 inch side, so right down the center. So 1 of them, and here's the other one. And then the 2 E's. The E's we are going to put in on the 11 inch side, and we're going to score at 2 3/4 and 8 1/4 on the 11 inch side. Then we're going to flip it over, so those score lines are still in the same spots, just showing the mountain now. And we're going to score again at 5 1/2. Okay, and we're going to do that to the other one as well. So 2 3/4, 8 1/4, flip, 5 1/2. Okay, so that's all the scoring that we're going to do. Okay, bring these back to an order. So the A's, get score tape just on the valley side, normal. Okay, so those are your A's. And mine are the corners. The B pieces, we are going to remove with the score lines the double score line at the top. We're going to remove the lower left rectangle of each one. Okay, and then the other one. I probably should have used my cutter for that. They're probably not completely straight, but that's alright. And then we are going to put some score tape on the right hand side of each half-inch section. And we're going to cut out the left half-inch section. So right down to the second score line. Okay, so that's what it should look like. There's one, and we'll do the same to the other one. Alright, so there are your B pieces. Get that out of the way. Your C's are just straight up. Alright, fantastico! And that is all the score tape we need at the momento. So now we are going to work with the D's first. Okay. So flip your D piece so it's showing the mountainside. Alright, because we want the back. We're going to make some marks, so we want them to be on the back. We're going to make a mark right on that center line at 5.5. I'm going to use like a silver marker or something so you can actually see it. Where is it? Gold? Will gold work? Okay, so five and a half right in the center. And then we want to make marks that are 2 inches to either side of that on the top and the bottom. So put your ruler down at the bottom. So 2 inches to either side of that, so that would be 3.5 and 7.5. So do that at the top and the bottom. So make marks at 3.5 and 7.5. Okay, and then we're going to connect those lines. All right, we want to like score on those lines, so I'm going to draw a line and then we're going to score on those lines and then fold. Okay, like that. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on the other line, just kind of score it out. Okay, and now we're going to fold on those 2 lines. Okay, like that, and then you're going to fold on these 2 lines that you first scored. you should have something that looks like that at the end of it. Alright, so we're going to do that to the other one as well. In fact, on this one I don't think I'm going to draw the line. I'm just going to use my ruler and just kind of connect the dots. And the other side. And if these aren't perfect, you can, you'll have a chance to correct them. Alright. I mean, if everything lines up perfectly, then your other line should meet that corner exactly if you're all lined up and tickety-boo. This one's ever so slightly off, but... Alright, there we go. So it looks like that on the sides. Alright, and then I'm just going to fold the E's while I have them right beside me, and then we'll start putting it together. You can fold and crease all the rest of your score lines as well. So the E's, because they were going in different, like the score lines are going in different directions, right? So remember to fold it like that, like an accordion. All right, and now flip these back around. I'm just gonna quickly crease my pieces, and then we can start putting it together. Okay, so these are your A's. We are going to get our next base page, our third base page, and these A's are going to adhere to the top and the bottom. Okay, so one at the top, one at the bottom. And then the other one. Okay. Alright, fabulous. So those are the A's. Alright, and now I haven't actually folded my other pieces yet. Okay, so I don't know how or why, but the footage of me adding some of the pieces somehow erased itself. So I'm just going to show you. We just put the get this back to Tom. Okay, so we just put the A pieces on. So I'm just showing you on my my first draft that I did, and now we are going to add our C pieces. Ignore all these magnets, we're going to do that in a minute, but I just wanted to show you the C pieces. Somehow it got missed. So one of the C pieces is going to adhere to the top A on the left hand side, and the two gussets are going to line up. So the gusset of the B and the gusset of the A are going to line up together, and it is going to adhere like that and then open down and open to the side. And then the other C piece is going to adhere to the bottom A on the right hand side. Again, the gussets are going to line up, and it is going to fold open like that and like that. And this is one of those pages where you can totally open and close it so many different ways. You can decide how you want to do it. There's multiple ways that you can have that closing. Once your B's are on, close up your A's, decide which one you would like on top, and then we are going to adhere our C pieces, one to the lower left hand side of the A, and then one to the upper A on the right hand side, and there's going to be a gap in between them. We're going to put some pattern paper on the fronts of the A's and the insides of the what are these, the C's. Oh, so these are the C's. So these are actually the B's. Sorry, I've been calling them C's. So these are your B pieces that are doing crazy things. All right, so we've got your B pieces, and they are folding however you would like them to fold, and doing that. Okay. And then put your pattern paper on the A's and the insides of the C's, and then we will move forward from there. Alright, so on the insides of the C's, I'm going with this yellow pattern paper. Now, when these are closed, we're going to be doing something in here, but when these are closed, I am eventually going to want to have a sticker or something attached here and then magnetizing to here and here. So I'm going to put two magnets underneath these pieces of paper now, so that they are ready for when I add something there later. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to use, like maybe a sticker on chipboard or on a few layers of cardstock. I'm not sure yet, but I know that I'm going to want some kind of closure, so I'm going to put a magnet there for now. Alright, now I'm going to add the paper. Okay, and then open up this one. Okay. Okay, so we are going to add score tape just to the triangular section of the D pieces on each side. That's the best way. You could also use wet adhesive as well. Okay, I'm going to do the other one as well. Okay, so the first one is going to go right into the crease of the, like into the point is going to be right into the gusset of between the A and the C's. So we're removing the backing from just 1/2 of one of the triangles. Okay, and we're going to put it with the point into the crease. Okay, and then we're going to remove the rest of this backing. And we're going to close this up. And now you've got something that does that. And then we're going to do the same thing down here. Okay, so we're adhering it onto the C, right with the point right in the crease there. And then taking this off. And closing this up. And now you've got another one. So they just touch each other when they're closing. You can, if you want, trim a smidge off. But I mean, honestly, I was okay that because to adjust the measurement so they didn't touch at all, it just made we're going to be putting a thing on here for pictures, like basically making a pop and twist card. And it just made them just too small to be really useful. So, I mean, you can just do one at a time if you like, or just be okay that they touch a tiny little bit. I'm not quite sure how else to, can't get it that much smaller. Anyway, I'm okay with it. If you're not, then feel free to trim this end and this end of each of these down a little bit, which also means that you will have to trim the ends of your E pieces because they are going to be attaching like this. So, speaking of that, we are going to put score tape just in, depending on how, if you're keeping your page like this, we're putting it in the top left, bottom right quadrants, like just a square of adhesive here and here. Okay? So I'm going to put maybe 3 lines. And then down here as well. And then we're going to remove the backing. And we are going to adhere the E piece onto this D, just with the adhesive on those 2 corners. Okay, and then make sure that the tent, like the pointed up edge of the E is up, is what I'm trying to say. And then kind of flatten this out, and so the corner lines up there, and the other corner lines up down here. And you've got yourself a pop and twist card. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing to the one over here. So I'm sure you've seen the pop and twist cards before. I just wanted to do a double one. And it is a little bit of a tight squeeze because I wanted the spaces that you put your photos, I wanted them to be at least like, you know, around 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches high. Otherwise there's no point, you know. I want pictures to be big enough that you can see, so I didn't want these rectangles to be any smaller. I mean, I suppose you could definitely make this smaller. If this bugs you, then all you need to do is cut a little bit off the top and bottom, cut the same amount off here and here, and you're good to go. Then they won't hit. And then they close up like that. And I'm just going to give it a little rub down. Sounds like I'm giving it a massage. Alright, and there's one, and there's two. So I mean, you have to open them separately. They do hit a little if you just open them separately. That's all you gotta do. Just open them one at a time. Alright, so that is that. Alright, so for now, we're going to add some kind of closure to these later. So for now, open up these A's, and we'll add some magnets to the B section. Now, this is completely, again, up to you. This is another one of those pages that you can fold up however you desire to fold it up. So, I mean, you can go bottom, and then side, and then top and side, and then fold them. There's so many ways you can fold this. So add your magnets in the way that, you know, makes most sense to you. I'm gonna add one. This is how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna put one kind of somewhere in this. Yeah, about there. I apologize if you can hear the neighbor's dog barking a lot. Side, side, and then I'm going to put one on the back of each one of them. So that they stay against the base page. This might be going out of frame, sorry. There's one set up here. And then another set down here. Okay, and then, so I'm kind of just going somewhat around in a circle. I'm trying to use magnets more than once if possible. Like I'll use trying to put them through the paper so that I don't use too many magnets. Alright, so once you have your magnets onto your liking, it is time to put the pattern paper on. So I'll put some on and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to go slow and kind of show you what I've got so far. So on the front I kind of wanted it to match the other one, So I've got the couple of the ephemera cards and some yellow and orange and the blue stars. Like that. I kind of thinking maybe I might move. Trying to decide, because if I put it here to match the cover, then it kind of looks funny when you open it up. I might need a bigger star there, or haven't quite decided on that as of yet. Alright, so anyway, I'm gonna put some stickers with a, remember we've got a magnet over here somewhere, so going to put some kind of sticker with a magnet. So what I will do is, actually I'll just do it now with you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one here, and I'm going to back it on some cardstock, but first I'm going to put a magnet. So I want to figure out which way. Okay, so that's what I want it to magnetize to. Pick up just the magnet. There we go. So now it's in the spot that I want it to be in, and then I'm going to back it on some cardstock and cut around it. And I'm not going to do a perfect fussy cut. Now you can mat this on a few pieces of cardstock to make it thicker. So I'm going to adhere this sticker right here. Alright, so let's let it find where it's supposed to magnetize, and then we'll let that sticker adhere down. Alright, so that keeps it closed. And then I would do the same thing down here with a different sticker. I'm just going to do that later on. Alright, so just so you know how to do it. Inside, I'm going to leave these blank. I did have these cut for each one of them. However, I mean, I wouldn't want to cut a picture any smaller than this, so I'm going to leave these blank just for photos. And now when you open these up, so on the top and the bottom I've got blue and cream, and then so this is the base page here. So on the base page I've got green and some of the Dreams pattern paper, and I'm going to put yellow at the top and the bottom here. Okay, so then when you flip it down, it's still got the dream paper, and then I've got each one of them opening to the side. If you desire, so to make it easier, you might want to add some ribbon pulls. I didn't do that. Might have been a good idea though, actually. So who knows? I mean, I might still do that, and then just put a tiny sticker over top of the ribbon or something. That could happen. But I'll just keep showing you what I've got so far. Just a geometric pattern of colors. And then when these open, it's like that. Alright. And then that closes up, and that closes up, and then I'm going to have another sticker there. And it looks quite nice next to your page 4. I wish there was another ephemera card that had blues in it, but there was not. So I went with this one instead. But I kind of, I'm second guessing myself now. I don't think there was. That went sideways. Let me just double check while we're here. This was the only one. Oh, I guess there was this one too. What do you think? Should I switch it up? I should put that one instead. Okay, I'm gonna think on that. I might switch that up a little bit. But for now, that is it for page 5. So that one was a pretty simple one. So cruising right along. Excellent. Good job, good job.